Good evening, everyone who have joined in already. I can see people are still joining. I'll wait a bit. Those who are here already, please let me know. Please mark your presence. I'll wait maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes. We were supposed to start with this topic, which is discharge of surety. This is where we are. This is from where we are supposed to start today. So, in case you have joined in, please let me know once. Okay. People are still joining in. I have a message from Deepika. Deepika, good evening. Waiting for others to join in. Waiting for others to join in. I'll wait for 1 minute maybe and then we'll start. I'll wait for 1 minute and then we will start. Neha Jain, good evening. David, good evening. Tanuja, good evening. Okay, 4 of them have marked their presence. Shivani, good evening. 5 of them have marked their presence. Okay, fine. I don't think we need to wait any further. Those who have joined in already, we shall start. Okay, let's not wait for anyone else. We'll start. If you can recall, this was the topic that we did yesterday. This one, that is by the invalidation of contract of guarantee. This is where we stopped yesterday, in which we did M, C, and A, where M was misrepresentation, C was concealment, and the A was another person joining in, section 144. This was done yesterday. Where we are now is these two, that is by revocation of contract of guarantee and by the conduct of the creditor. This is where we are. We'll help you out with a diagram which will basically help you with 4 of the subpoints. I'll just open a blank page and I'll make a diagram for you which will help you to understand 4 different points. I'll basically draw one diagram, but it will help you understand 4 different points. Okay, let's start. Let's say this is the timeline. This is a timeline. This is 1st of January. This is 15th of January, and this is a further date. This is a further date. Now, in this diagram, let us say the first point I am right now on continuing guarantee entered into. So let's say Mr. X has given a continuing guarantee for Mr. Y to Mr. Z on 1st of January. Or if you can recall my example was like this, that my cousin was coming to my place and I had gone to the shopkeeper and told him that my cousin will come to your shop and any number of Red Bulls that he might consume, he might pay for the same, but if he does not pay, I will pay. If you can recall that example of mine, I'm taking the same example right now. Okay, so let's say on 1st January, I went to the shopkeeper and told him that my cousin will come and he will be consuming Red Bulls. He will pay for the Red Bulls, but if it doesn't, I will pay. Now this was continuing guarantee because number of transactions were not defined. Number of transactions were not defined. Now on 15th of January, I went to the shopkeeper and asked him that how much Red Bull has my cousin consumed till now? It has been 15 days. How much Red Bull has my cousin consumed till now? The shopkeeper says, sir, your cousin has already consumed in these 15 days 101 Red Bulls. This is what the shopkeeper tells me, that your cousin has in these 15 days consumed 101 Red Bulls. Now, obviously, on 15th January, I will be in shock because I was not expecting that my cousin will consume so much of Red Bulls. So, what I do on 15th of January is I revoke my continuing guarantee. So on 15th January, I revoke my continuing guarantee. And after that, my cousin drinks, let's say, 101 Red Bulls more. Now, what you need to understand is, I think it's very simple. That sir, before revoking the continuing guarantee, all the Red Bulls that my cousin has consumed, I will have to pay for it. Because sir, it was continuing guarantee and the liability continues till the continuing guarantee is revoked. And my continuing guarantee was revoked on 15th of January, which basically means by that time, which is from 1st January to 15th of January, the 101 Red Bulls that were consumed by my brother, I am liable. I am liable. So what about the other 101 Red Bulls that your cousin consumed after the revocation? Not liable. Not liable. So basically this is the point of this revocation of continuing guarantee by notice. Under this by revocation, this is the first point that we are like general contents asking. So what question you are revising, sir? I guess you joined it late. Nandini, good evening. General contents, good evening. Sanjay Kumar, good evening. So this is basically what we discussed. That by the time you revoke a continuing guarantee, all the transactions that have happened, you are liable to pay for it. But once you have revoked the continuing guarantee, you as a surety are no more liable. And the first topic is done. Let's come to the second topic. I'll change the color of my pen. Let's say on 1st January, a guarantee was given. Let me write it properly, the whole of it. Guarantee given by surety. Okay. Now on 15th of January, surety dies. On 15th of January, the surety dies. What you need to understand is the transactions that have happened over here in between these 2 points. That is from 1st January till 15th of January. 15th January is the date when the surety has died. What needs to be known is, we cannot say such surety is liable. We need to say surety's estate is liable, as in his property is liable. So right, liable again. And once the death has happened, obviously for the remaining transactions, not liable. But over here, you need to understand that, sir, apart from being liable, you need to write in the exam estate. Because how can a person who has already died can be liable? Obviously, he cannot be held liable. So the estate of the deceased is liable for transactions that took place before the death. But after the death, the estate of the surety is not liable. Easy peasy. Okay, the same diagram. I'm using the same diagram. So which point did we discuss? We discussed This one, B. This one, revocation of continuing guarantee by surety's death. Revocation of continuing guarantee by surety's death. So 2 points discussed with the same diagram. 2 points have been discussed. Moving towards the third point. I'll change the color of my pen. Okay, here we are. I will not change the diagram. A contract has been entered into by principal debtor, creditor and surety in respect of creditor supplying the rice to the principal debtor. So the contract is with respect to rice being supplied by creditor to the principal debtor. Now on 15th of January we have something called novation. So what exactly under novation? Now the contract between the principal debtor, creditor and the surety is with respect to supplying of wheat. The contract has now been substituted from rice to wheat. Now what the lawmaker is saying to you is, sir, for the transactions of rice that have taken place between 1st of January till 15th of January, surety is liable for the rice, and after 15th of January surety is not liable for the rice. He is liable for the wheat, but we are discussing about rice. So for rice the surety is liable from whatever supplied by creditor to the debtor from 1st January to 15th January. But because on 15th January novation has taken place, that basically means section number 62, substitution has taken place. Now surety will not be liable as far as rice is concerned. So this was your point number C. So I'm trying to make you understand is, sir, under this revocation, the 3 points that we have, which is continuing guarantee by notice, then surety's death and novation. All the 3 topics can be done with the help of this simple diagram. Varna Kamala, good evening. Please tell me others, all that are there right now, 14, 20 on YouTube and others, hundreds of them on Zoom. Are we clear with this much? All the 3 cases under revocation under one diagram, which remains constant. Liable, not liable, liable, not liable, liable, not liable. 3 different cases. First was notice in case of continuing guarantee. Second was surety's death. And the third one is novation. Are we clear? One single diagram to make you understand 3 different topics. Are we clear? I'll wait for your messages. Are we clear? Okay, message from Meha Jain who says yes sir. Yes sir. That's it. Others, shall I understand that you're not still having the grip of the topic? Shall I assume that? Because all I got is reply from Meha Jain. Shivani has says yes sir. Nandini has said yes sir. Okay, around 3 messages. Meha, Shivani and Nandini replying to me yes sir. Tanuja says yes sir. Sangeeta says yes sir. Okay, 5 of them till now. Okay, good enough. We then move forward. One more topic, a very important topic from your exam point of view, which is section number 133. I'll repeat, very important for your exams. So what is the topic? It is basically variation. This one. Very important for your exams. Variation. General contents I have already explained A, B and C. Maybe you have joined late or maybe you are not focusing yet. You can just watch the video again after it ends. We have already discussed all the topics. Next one. Important one for your exam. Important one for your exams. Okay. So contract of guarantee has been entered into between principal debtor, creditor and surety. Now, on 15th of January, there is a variation. There is a variation in the contract. Variation in the contract as in, sir, principal debtor and creditor have changed the terms and conditions without the consent of surety. Principal debtor and creditor have changed the terms and conditions of the contract without the consent of the surety. The lawmaker says, sir, the surety will be discharged, but surety will be discharged from the day of variance. Means from here he will not be liable, but sir, before the variance took place, surety will be liable. So again, I'll show you this. 4 different topics, 4 important topics covered under just one diagram. Just one diagram. 1st January, 15th January, and the rest date. A timeline which I have made, and with the help of that timeline, I am able to easily explain to you the 4 different cases. So basically, this whole of this page, which is the first point, so it has been covered. Notice. Second, death, it has been covered. Third, novation, covered. Variation, covered. So all the 4 topics got covered with the help of this diagram. I'll wait 30 seconds in case you are still trying to process what we just discussed. You can see to this. In case of any doubt, you can ask me, I will wait. In case of any doubt, you can ask me, I will wait. 4 different diagrams. Waiting. One timeline helps me out with all the 4 topics. Just one timeline. Moving forward. So we were discussing yesterday, sir, in case a theory question has been asked from this point, all we will write is to remember this: notice of birth and death. Notice of birth and death, in which notice was notice in case of continuing guarantee. Notice was notice in case of continuing guarantee. Death was death of surety, and birth was novation. So explaining you the concept as well as preparing you for the theory question also. So 3 points under by revocation. The next one, CID variation. CID variation, under which we have already covered variation. So under CID variation is done already. Let's come to C, I and D. I is basically impairing, D is discharge of principal debtor, and C is compounds with. So basically 3 more points under by the conduct of the creditor. We have 3 more points, C, I and D. C is compounds with, I is impairing, and D is discharge of principal debtor. So these 3 points are left. Amongst these 3 points, this is difficult. This is difficult and important. I is easy and D is easy. Okay, let's finish up with I and D. Let's finish with I and D. Starting with I. I is impairing surety's eventual remedy. This is what we are discussing. Okay, with an example, obviously. The example goes like this. So we had principal, debtor, creditor, and surety. Creditor basically gave the loan of rupees 10 lakhs. Principal debtor gave a furniture valuing rupees 10 lakhs. And we also had a surety for this loan. And we also had a surety basically for this transaction. Obviously, you might ask that, sir, if we have kept the furniture as a collateral, why is surety needed? The question might come to your mind that, sir, if we already have furniture as collateral, then in that case, why is surety needed? See, you need to understand, creditor basically wants cash. He's basically wanting cash. This furniture is just a security that in case nothing happens, I can still sell the furniture to recover my money. And hence we have furniture as well and surety as well. Now, after receiving the furniture from the principal debtor, what the creditor does is he keeps the furniture. He keeps the furniture in the balcony. He keeps the furniture in the balcony. And one day, the rain strikes. And one day, the rain strikes. Okay. So basically, this furniture gets damaged. The furniture gets damaged. Now, creditor did not even remove the furniture from the balcony. He kept the furniture there only. He kept the furniture in the balcony itself. Even though it was raining, the creditor kept the furniture in the balcony itself, which got affected by rain. The effect was so much that from 10 lakhs, the furniture is now worth only 6 lakhs. Now, because of the rain and because of the negligence of the creditor, the value of the furniture has decreased from, impaired from 10 lakhs to 6 lakhs. Means we have an impairment of 4 lakhs. The value have got reduced by 4 lakhs. Sir, why the value has reduced? Because of the creditor. Because of the negligence of the creditor, the value has reduced. The lawmaker says, sir, surety will be discharged by rupees 4 lakhs. As in, if the principal debtor defaults, surety will eventually pay only rupees 6 lakhs and will receive this furniture from the creditor, which surety will further sell and get 6 lakhs back. So ultimately what surety will see is, what is it that he will get by selling the furniture? Only 6 lakhs. The reduction of 4 lakh is because of the negligence of the creditor. So the value reduced, that is 4 lakhs, the surety will not pay, and hence surety will be discharged to the extent of 4 lakh rupees. The difference between these two. This is 4 lakhs. So surety will only pay 6 lakhs instead of 10 lakhs. So for 4 lakhs, the surety is discharged. Basically, I try to make you understand. This point, let me search. Where is it exactly? Okay, here we are, 139. I tried to make you understand this topic. Discharge of surety by creditors act provision, impairing surety's eventual remedy. So the case law and the example. The case law and the example. If you can just take a minute and read the case law, I think you will understand it more clear. I think you will understand this more clearer if you read the case law once. That's because of the negligence of the creditor, there was a loss in the value of the stock. So ultimately, surety will be discharged by the value reduced, and this was the diagram. Are we clear? Are we clear? I'll wait for your messages. Are we clear? Waiting. Are we clear? I had a message from Abdul who said, yes sir, here. Okay. Others? Impairing basically means the reduction in the value. The reduction in the value. Message from Sangeeta who says, yes sir. Okay. Message from Sangeeta who says, yes sir. Meha Jain says, yes sir. Shivani says, yes sir. Okay, fine. Varna Kamala says, yes sir, clear. Thank you. So basically left with one more easy point, which is this D, CID ka D. Discharge. A very easy point. It basically says something that we have studied already. Yesterday we studied a concept called coextensive. Coextensive, which basically means, sir, liability of surety is dependent upon the liability of the principal debtor. So in case principal debtor gets discharged, the surety will automatically get discharged. This is the same point. Basically, in this point, the point number 1, we have example number 22, and for point number 2, we have example number 21. The points are very simple. So let's say, in return of the loan which the debtor took, if debtor pays something to the creditor, and because of which debtor is free, surety will also get free. See, if you can just read this line. The surety is discharged if the creditor enters into a fresh or new contract with the principal debtor by which the principal debtor is released. So ultimately what needs to be understood is, sir, if principal debtor is released, then in that case surety is automatically released. And for that we have example number 22. It says A gives a guarantee to C for goods to be delivered to B. Later on, B contracts with C to assign his property. Like in return of the loan, he is giving away his property, the debtor is giving away his property to the creditor. Now, because of which debtor will get discharged, because in exchange of the loan, he has given his property. Now, because of giving the property, the liability of the debtor is zero. Now, because the liability of the debtor is zero, the liability of surety will also be zero, and that is what we studied in topic of coextensive. And hence, example 22 and point number 1 should be very clear. Please mark very important for your exams. Very important for your exam. Example number 21. Mark it as very important. Very important. Let's come to the point. The point goes like this. The surety is discharged if the creditor does any act or omission, the legal consequence of which is the discharge of the principal debtor. I'll repeat. The surety is discharged if the creditor does any act or omission, the legal consequence of which is discharge of the principal debtor. Let's come to an example. Okay, here in front of you. So we had a contract by which the principal debtor was supposed to make a house for the creditor. Principal debtor was supposed to make a house for the creditor. For this house, creditor would supply to the principal debtor timber and Fevicol. Now, principal debtor will do his work on time and perfectly. We have a surety. So basically, this is the contract. So surety is there basically who is promising the creditor that principal debtor will make the house perfectly on time and as per the request of the creditor. In the contract, the creditor was the one who would supply timber and Fevicol to the principal debtor. And the contract was made. Now, after the contract was made, The creditor does not supply timber and Fevicol to principal debtor. Creditor does not supply timber and Fevicol to principal debtor. Means if you can connect the things, sir, or from the viewpoint of principal debtor, we had attempted performance. Attempted performance means he was ready and willing to perform and do his job, but it is the creditor because of whom the work could not be done, and hence principal debtor is discharged, and ultimately surety is discharged. Are we clear with point number D, discharge of principal debtor? 2 points I tried to explain to you with the help of this diagram. Are we clear with point number D? Because we are only left with point number C, compounds with. That is only that we are left with. Are we clear with this much? Are we clear with this much? I will wait for your messages, because we are only left with 1 point out of 10 points that we had. We are only left with 1 point because we are done with C. No, we are done with I and D. We are left with C only. Only this is left. This is done. This is done. This is done. Only C is left. Please tell me, are we clear till now? Are we clear till now? Okay, I have a message from Tanuja who says yes sir. Nandini says yes sir. Neha Jain says yes sir. Vana Kamada says yes sir. Fine. Then we are only left with point number C. Let me come to a diagram. The other notes of mine. Here we are. This is C, compounds with. This is the last topic that we are left with, which is compounds with. Let's see this particular diagram. If creditor and debtor agree between themselves that creditor will not sue the debtor, this is the agreement that both of them are entering into, that creditor will not sue debtor. In that case, surety will be discharged. Surety discharged. It is so obvious that sir, creditor and debtor are between themselves are basically playing a game in such a way that only surety will be held liable. Now this is outright wrong. The intentions are wrong, and hence the lawmaker says if we have such an understanding between the debtor and the creditor that the creditor will never sue debtor, in that case surety will be discharged. On the contrary, if creditor is busy somewhere and he delays in suing the debtor, okay, the word that book uses is forbearance. If the creditor gets late in suing the debtor, does not mean that surety is discharged, and hence I'll write surety not discharged. Easy, easy. The diagram should help you a lot. It will save a lot of time of yours. Then we have both of these boxes. If creditor agrees with debtor to give debtor extra time for repayment. Now creditor is allowing debtor extra time for repayment without the consent of surety. Creditor is planning to give an extra time for repayment to the principal debtor without consent of the surety. That basically means surety is discharged. Sir, but why? But why? You need to understand we have novation in this case. The original contract was there between debtor, creditor and surety. The original contract was between debtor, creditor and surety. Now, because of this talk between giving extra time between debtor and creditor is happening, this is altogether a new contract in which surety is not there because we did not take the consent of the surety. So the previous contract was between debtor, creditor and surety, and now because of this giving extra time without consent of surety, the new parties to the contract are debtor and creditor only. and hence surety is discharged. I give you the logic of novation. There is no such logic written in the book. I am giving the logic. The logic is novation. On the contrary, if you happen to see the next box, so we have this third person, which basically means we don't have any novation here. We don't have any novation here. Means surety not discharged. And we are done with point number C. And we are done with point number C. It was a very big point. I tried to make it in small boxes, in small points. The conclusion is very clear. That's sir, if we have will not sue, surety discharge. Extra time for repayment between debtor and the creditor without consent of surety, surety discharge. And the other two cases, surety is not discharged. This was basically your point. C starts from here, this much. Such a big point it was, which we efficiently covered the whole of it. This much we covered. So when just look at this diagram once, we will, I think, better understand the concept. I'll wait for 30 seconds in case you are still trying to process it. If you are still trying to decode it, I will wait maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Please have a look at this fast. These are the conclusions of the one full big page. Waiting for your message that you have understood. Waiting for your message that you have understood. Are we clear? Are we clear? Are we clear? The whole of this topic is over. Discharge surety, the whole of this topic is over. I have message from general contents already saying yes sir. Okay, okay. Sangeeta says yes sir. Thank you so much. Meha Jain says yes sir. Thank you. The last topic, rights of surety. The last topic, rights of surety. This was there in June 2024 attempt. This was there in June 2024 attempt. If I'm right in my memory, this was in June 24. Let's see. Just give me a minute. Okay, here we are. 6 marks. It was there in the exam. June 24 exam, as you can see. Explain in brief with reference to the provisions of Contract Act. What are the rights enjoyed by surety against the creditor, the debtor, and co-sureties? Come back here. I'll try to make a diagram for you which will make it very easy for you to remember the same. Although I'm not expecting the same question in your exam, but still, let's understand it. Maybe a practical question can come. Okay. Here we are. What you need to understand is, sir, in contract of guarantee, all we can have is just 3 parties, which is principal debtor, creditor. Let's say we have 2 sureties, S1 and S2. S1 and S2. Now, suppose we are S2. Suppose we are S2. It is so easy to understand that, sir, we can obviously have rights against surety 1. We can have rights against principal debtor, and we can have rights against the creditor. because anyway we have only three parties in the contract of guarantee: the debtor, creditor, the surety. So if we are surety number 2, then surety 2 can have rights against principal debtor, against surety 1, and against the creditor. So easy it is. Now let's try to understand one by one each point that we have. Starting with the first one, which is number 1. Right. Let me not put this on again. Right. I'll directly write the main point. Subrogation. And number 2, indemnify. Just 2 points. If I talk with respect to the creditor, we have basically 3 points. Number 1, set off. Number 2, share reduction. And number 3, benefit from the property that was given by the principal debtor to the creditor. So I'll basically write property. I'll explain each of the point. I'll just right now just trying to tell you the brief of the whole topic that we have. Against co-surety, that is against S1. Bound with equal sums and bound with different sums. Equal sums. And number 2, different sums. So this is basically the whole topic. I will explain every point. I'm right now just writing the head points. I'm right now just writing down all the head points. I will explain each of them. Don't worry. These are just the head points. So basically these many points you have. Let's start one by one. The first one that I'll start with is subrogation. This is the first one that I'll start with, which is subrogation. See, subrogation basically means stepping into the shoes of another. Subrogation basically means stepping into the shoes of another. Now try to understand this logically. That's once the surety will pay on behalf of the principal debtor, the payment will be made by the surety to the creditor. Obviously, surety will now come in the place of the creditor and ask for the money from the debtor. Sir, नहीं समझ में आया? Diagram बनाते हैं. So we had principal debtor, creditor, and surety. Principal debtor defaulted on the due date. So basically, surety made the payment to the creditor. Now you need to understand that, sir, this creditor is now out from the whole contract. He has got his payment. He is now free. He is gone. Now this surety will come to the place of creditor, and now he will ask the principal debtor for the money. So previously it was creditor who was asking for the money from the debtor. Now it is surety who has come into the shoes of this creditor and asking the money from the principal debtor. Please tell me, Vanda Kamada, are we now clear? You are asking me what is subrogation. Surety has stepped into the shoes of the creditor, and now instead of creditor, surety is asking for the money from the principal debtor. Are we clear? Especially Vanda Kamada, are we clear? This was, I think, your doubt. Subrogation. Here we are. Easy peasy. Moving forward. Similar point, I would say, not much different, which is indemnify. Sir, surety will also recover from principal debtor the principal amount, the interest amount, and any other expenses which he has incurred, everything will be recovered by the surety from the principal debtor. Easy peasy. Then let's come to rights of surety against the creditor. Rights of surety against the creditor. I'll start with set off. Let's take an example. Let's take a simple example. So we had principal debtor, creditor, and surety. Okay. We had a previous transaction in which creditor was supposed to pay 3 lakhs to principal debtor, and as per this new contract of guarantee, principal debtor is supposed to pay rupees 10 lakh to the creditor. So basically this is the contract of guarantee whereby we have a surety who is promising the creditor that in case debtor defaults, I will pay you 10 lakh rupees. Now, let's say on the due date, the debtor defaults. Now the lawmaker says surety will basically set off this 3 lakhs with this 10 lakhs. And eventually our surety will only pay to the creditor rupees 7 lakhs. So basically 3 lakh has been set off against 10 lakhs. Very easy, I guess. I hope you are clear. The ones that are watching, general contents, Tanuja, Nandini, Neha, Jain, Vannakamada, Sangeeta, I hope you are clear with this much. I am drawing diagrams for you to help you understand and retain this for a long period of time. So basically a debt which was owed by the creditor to the debtor has been set off by the surety and the net has been paid. Let's come to share reduction. Sir, principal debtor, creditor, and surety. The loan that was given was rupees 10 lakhs, and we had a surety for the same, On due date, it is not like principal debtor cannot pay anything. Principal debtor could pay rupees 4 lakhs on his own. Principal debtor could pay 4 lakh rupees on his own, which basically means surety will now only and only pay to the creditor the balance amount, which is 6 lakhs. Are we clear? I'm making diagrams everywhere so that you understand the things conceptually and you remember them forever. Because a practical question can be asked, theory has been asked already. Are we clear? We had a message already from Nandini saying yes sir, Sangeeta says clear sir, Tanuja says yes sir, Neha Jain says yes sir. Okay. That's it. The last one we have done already, I guess. Which was the point of property. That whatever property was given by debtor to the creditor will now belong to the surety. That furniture example that we did already, it is the same. So now this should be clear again. Message from Varnakamada saying yes sir, clear. General content says clear sir. Okay, thank you so much for the reply. Neha Jain says yes sir, thank you ma'am. Cool. The last point, the easiest point. If the surety between themselves have not decided that what will be each of their liability in case of default of the debtor. Surety have not decided between themselves that who will be liable, how much, if the debtor defaults. The lawmaker says sureties will be liable equally. That is, they will share the liability equally. And if they have decided the share to be 30-70, 40-60, then in that case it will be accordingly, proportionately. So surety bound by equal sums and different sums. That is the easiest point, I guess, that we have. And we are done with contract of indemnity and guarantee. The whole of it. Just one diagram to help you understand the whole concept. Just one diagram to make you understand the whole concept. And unit number 7 is done. Unit number 7 is done already. Moving forward with unit number 8. Moving forward with unit number 8, which is bailment and pledge. Let's come to my summary notes. We'll save a lot of time. Here we are. See. Bailment and pledge. Sir, please explain point A, creditor's right. Okay, let me go back. Point A. It is rights against the creditor, not creditor's right. It is rights against the creditor. Set off. Basically, creditor was supposed to pay previously something to the debtor. Creditor was supposed to pay. Now that is already due. That is still due. Now a new contract has been entered into between the debtor, surety, and the creditor, whereby debtor is supposed to pay 10 lakh to the creditor. So the lawmaker is saying that surety will basically set off this 3 lakh rupees and will pay the net figure of 7 lakhs only. Will basically pay the net of 7 lakhs only. Are we clear? Varna Kamada, are we clear? Please tell me. Waiting for your message. Are we clear? Okay. Here we are. Bailment and pledge. See this diagram once. It is basically me giving my car for repairs. It is basically me giving my car for repairs. What we understand is, sir, we have something called transfer of possession without transfer of ownership. Transfer of possession without transfer of ownership. This is the simplest language to understand the contract of bailment. That's how possession is getting transferred and not the ownership. Okay. So in my example, I have given my car for repairs to the service center. I have given my car for repairs to the service center. Now it is so obvious. I am the bailor and the service center is the bailee. I am the bailor, the service center is the bailee. Now what is important from the exam point of view is the essentials. The essentials. The essentials of contract of bailment. The essentials of contract of bailment. Very important from the exam point of view. And even if you happen to read the definition of bailment, you will find these words. This is in Hindi. I will explain to you in English. This is in Hindi. I will explain this in English. So basically, the point says, I am telling the workshop that I will pay you the money and you will get my car repaired. You will service my car. So basically, we have a contract. Which says that the service center will repair my car and in return I will pay them the money. So basically we have a contract where I will pay the money, they will service my car. Number 2, the car has been given so that it gets repaired, it gets up to date. So basically there is a purpose of entry into the contract, which is to get the car repaired. So we basically have a purpose. Now, to get this car repaired, I think you need to understand that I need to hand over my car to the workshop. I need to hand over my car to the workshop, which basically means there has to be delivery. There has to be delivery, which would basically result into transfer of possession. It is so obvious, sir, that once the car is repaired, it is so obvious, sir, that once the car gets repaired, they will return the car to me. Please tell me, are we clear with these 5 points? That's why in bailment, if they happen to ask in the exams, what are the essentials of contract of bailment? These are the 5 points that we'll write. That's why there will be a contract, there will be a purpose, there will be delivery of the goods, there will be changing the position, and the goods that we gave will return back to us. Because if you happen to understand this, you will understand the definition also, which is section 148. Here we are. See the points. See the points. Delivery, purpose, contract, return. The 4 points that we got already, and we also have obviously the essentials. Essential elements. Here we are. Essential elements. We have the first one, contract. Then we have delivery of goods. Then we have purpose, possession, and return of goods. All the 5 points that we discussed are useful for me at two places. One is the definition itself, and the other is the essential elements of bailment. So basically, remember this once, and this can be used in two different areas: definition also and essential elements of contract of bailment also. Very, very, very easy. Let's come to definition one more time. Which says bailment is delivery of the goods by one person to another for some purpose upon a contract that the goods shall, when the purpose is accomplished, be returned. We understand the definition from here to here. This much is clear already. We understand this much very, very much clearly. That's it. Okay, we have understood this in the essential itself. This also we understand, be returned. What we don't understand is this much. Sir, what is this? What is this? What does this mean? I'll give you an example. Let's say this is me. I have given my car for repairs at a workshop. The distance between my place and the workshop is, let's say, 20 kilometers. The workshop will basically repair the car for me and give it back to me. Now, meanwhile, I get a call from my friend. Who is at a distance of 3 kilometers from the workshop. That friend of mine is saying to me that, please, Vishwanath, can you hand over your car to me for 1 day? So basically, this friend of mine is asking for the car, my car, for just 1 day, which is there in repairs. It is so illogical that I'll get my car back to my place and then hand it over to my friend. The logical thing would be, I will tell the workshop to give the car directly to my friend. Because it will not make any sense that the car will come back to this place, then will go back to this place, then will again come back to this place. Doesn't make any sense. I will rather tell the workshop to directly deliver it to my friend. And that is what this line means. or otherwise disposed according to the directions of the person delivering them. Otherwise disposed according to the directions of the person delivering them. So as per my directions, as per my instructions, it was delivered to my friend. Even that is okay. Even that is okay. So the goods will either come directly back to me or to whoever whom I instruct. The goods will go there. And this is the definition. This is the definition. I guess we understand this now. The next points are easy, I guess. Bailor and bailee we understood already. Features we have done already. This now. Types of bailment. I guess we understand, sir, it can be either for the exclusive benefit of the bailor, the bailee, or both of them. So if I happen to put my gold jewelry to my neighbor's place for safe custody, free of cost, obviously, it is only for my benefit, that is bailor's benefit. On the contrary, if I happen to hand over my car to my neighbor for his use for one day, it is without charge, obviously, it is only for his benefit. So bailment can be either be for the exclusive benefit of the bailor, which was my example, or it can be for the exclusive benefit of the bailee, that is my neighbor, or it can be both. If you can just see the example, you understand everything. The delivery of some valuables to a neighbor for safe custody without charge. This is only for bailor's benefit. Only I will benefit from this because my jewelry will be in safe custody. Only my benefit. Second, lending of a bicycle to a friend for his use without charge. Only my friend will be benefited and not me. Only my friend will be benefited and not me. That basically again means for the exclusive benefit of the bailee. For my example, the car example, for bailor and bailee both. Benefit of bailor and bailee both. Easy peasy, easy peasy, easy peasy. Moving forward, on the basis of reward, bailment can be classified into gratuitous, non-gratuitous. Gratuitous obviously means free of charge, basically means free of charge, and non-gratuitous basically means business, which basically involve some or the other benefit. So this is free of charge and this is some benefit. Now, if you focus on small points, you will recognize this. That's when we are talking about gratuitous bailment, they have used the word, I'll mark it for you, or. And when they are discussing non-gratuitous bailment, they have used the word and. So you can reconcile this without charge, without charge. Both of them you can reconcile with this. That's how this was gratuitous bailment. This was gratuitous bailment. On the contrary, when it was the repair example, it was this non-gratuitous, which basically means business. Are we understanding this? There is just one word difference, and or. If it is or, it is gratuitous. Either you are benefited or either I am benefited. It is without any charge. But if both are benefited, in that case it is non-gratuitous. Are we clear with this much? Are we clear with this much? Please tell me, are we clear with this much? I had a message previously from Vanakamada, Sangeeta, Mia and Shivani. Are we clear with this one word or and? Vanakamada says, yes sir. CL clear. Wow, that is innovative. Meha Jain says, yes sir. Thank you. That's it. Others are in zombie mode or what? Others are in zombie mode or what? Next. Nandini says, yes sir, thank you. Next point. Duties of bailor. Duties of bailor. Just merely 4 points. It says, disclose known facts. Diagram is there in front of you. We are doing duties of bailor. Diagram is there in front of you. That's a gratuitous bailment, non-gratuitous bailment. If it is gratuitous bailments and the known facts are not disclosed, basically bailor is liable at both the places. I am giving you my car and I'm not telling you that the brake wire is not working properly. If I know it and I don't tell you, obviously I'm liable. So bailor is liable if known facts are not disclosed, may it be gratuitous or may it be non-gratuitous. Next, sir, it is non-gratuitous and some unknown facts are not disclosed. Sir, even then bailor is liable. Even then bailor is liable. Sir, why? Sir, we are into a business transaction. I am paying you money. You ought to giving me the best possible goods. And if they are not the best possible goods, then in that case, I will obviously recover my damages and the money from you. So obvious it is. It is non-gratuitous. Take an example. I go to Zoom car rentals. Okay, I go to a shop which is of car rentals and I pay them money to hire a car for 1 week. Now, even if the car rental doesn't know that their car is defective, they are still liable because I am paying you money for this thing only, that you hand over me a proper car. So if you don't, even if you don't know it that the car is defective, you will be liable because I am paying you for it. The last one, bailor not liable. Obviously because it was gratuitous bailment. You can take the screenshot. It is very easy, I guess. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. So this is done already. Duties of bailor, this is done already. Then we have bare necessary expenses. Bare necessary expenses. The point is, sir, what is necessary and what is extraordinary? Let's say if I lend my car to a friend, or if we take a car on hire, the expenses can be petrol, it can be toll tax, or it can be engine failure. Okay, obviously these two are necessary expenses and this is extraordinary expenses. This much is very easy peasy. Now the point is, sir, who will bear these expenses in case of gratuitous and in case of non-gratuitous? Very easy. Sir, as far as extraordinary expenses is concerned, it will always be bailor because he is the owner. So it is very obvious that extraordinary expenses in either case will be borne by the bailor because he is the owner of the car. The next one, sir, necessary expenses in case of non-gratuitous obviously will be borne by the bailee. In this case, it will be bailor. If you hand over a car to your friend, we'll obviously make sure that you fill in the petrol and then give it to your friend, and hence bailor. On the contrary, if I take a car for hire and go towards Goa, so obvious it is that, sir, all the petrol expenses, all the toll expenses I will pay from my own pocket, and hence bailee. Are we clear? Please tell me, are we clear? Is this much okay and understood? This is the best diagram that you can get on the internet. Are we clear? These are all my creations. I hope this helps you understand it better. Are we clear? The next one is easy. I'll wait for your messages. Meanwhile, I'll move forward because we have a buffer of 10 seconds. So I'll basically move forward. A message already from Neha Jain who says, yes, sir. I had a message previously already. Okay. Okay. Vanakamada says yes, sir. General content says yes, sir. Okay, around 3 messages already. Not sure about the rest. Next one. Nandini says yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Next one, easy. Indemnify the bailee and bound to accept the goods. Bound to accept the goods is very easy point. Basically, when bailee is returning you the goods as a bailor, it is your duty to take back the goods. A very simple point. And then we have indemnify bailee. Let's take an example. A very easy point. The point is defective title. Here we go. Yeah. I'm talking this much this point first, which is defective title. Indemnify. Okay. Bailor's responsibility to bailee. Indemnify for any loss which the bailee may sustain. I'll take an example. Suppose I gave a bailor, I gave my car to my friend who is the bailee. Now a third person sees this car and proves that it is his car. He will obviously, the third person will obviously sue my friend because the car was seen with my friend. So third person will be going to sue my friend. Now whatever expenses that he will incur, whatever expenses that my friend will incur, I will have to indemnify for whatever expenses incurred, the legal charges, the time that got wasted and everything. I will have to indemnify my friend. And that is this point. Defective title and goods. Okay, easy peasy. The last one, duty to indemnify the bailee for premature termination. What you need to understand is this can only happen in gratuitous bailment. Because in case of non-gratuitous bailment, it is so obvious that if I have taken a car from you and paid you the money, I will not return it until and unless the number of days have got over. So I have to take a car from you and pay you the money and go to Goa. And you tell me after 2 days that please give me the car back. I will not give you, obviously. It is non-gratuitous bailment. I paid you the money. But in case of gratuitous bailment, this can happen that a premature termination may take place. So let's assume that I made a gratuitous bailment of my car to my friend. Now my friend who, let's say, filled petrol from his own pocket in the car. And before he could use it, I took the car back. Because it was gratuitous bailment, I can't take the car back. In that case, whatever the petrol that my friend had filled in the car, I will have to reimburse the same. Because he could not enjoy the benefit of that petrol. So in case of premature termination, me as a bailor will have to indemnify the bailee for that petrol part which he could not use. Very easy point, I would say. And we're done with already duties of bailor. Done already. Next one. Duties of bailee. Important. Please mark it important. Duties of bailee. Mark it, very important. Duties of bailee. Here we are. The first one. Take reasonable care of goods bailed. See, let's take an example in mind. Vishwanath Sharma and you. I am handing you over my jewelry. For safe custody because I am going abroad. I don't have a bank locker. So what I am doing is I am giving you my gold jewelry so that you can keep it in safe custody and I will take it back whenever I return. Okay, easy. Now, when I gave you the jewelry, I told you that please keep it safe. What you did was you kept my gold jewelry in the drawing room. and it got stolen, you are responsible. You are as a bailee responsible. You did not do what I said you to do, which is safe custody. Safe custody by a man of ordinary prudence means in a almirah, in a locker, which you did not do. Okay. Second case, I gave you the jewelry, told you to keep it in safe custody. You kept it in your bank locker, or you kept it in your almirah, and then it got stolen. You are not liable. You are not liable because you did what I told you to do, which is safe custody. You are not liable. Third and last case, I told you to keep my gold in a bank locker. I told you to keep my gold in bank locker, but you kept it in your locker at your own house, and the jewelry got stolen. Still, you are responsible because I had given you specific instructions that please keep in the bank locker, and you did not. Although you kept it safe at your house in your locker, but still you are liable because you did not do what I told you to do, which is keep it in the bank locker, and hence you are liable. Are we clear? This point is done already. Are we clear? Take reasonable care of goods bailed. This is as a bailee your duty. Are we clear with this? Please tell me fast. We want to move forward to the next points, the difficult ones. Are we clear with this easy point? Take reasonable care of goods bailed. Easy peasy. Waiting for your messages so that I can move to the next point. That is no unauthorized use of goods. General content says fleer sir. Fleer sir. Wow. A new word in my dictionary. Fleer sir. Vanakamada says with a new font as always, yes sir. Meha Jain says yes sir. Sangeeta says yes sir. Nandini says yes sir. Okay. Around 5-6 messages already, I guess that is it. Out of all those that are watching, please like the video. Please like the video in case you haven't yet. Please like the video in case you haven't liked the video yet. I can only see there are just a few likes. Please like the video in case you haven't yet. And we will move forward to the next one, which is Shivani says yes. Okay. No unauthorized use of goods, the easiest one that we have. The purpose for which I have given you the goods, you cannot use it for some another purpose. So if I am giving you my car and telling you that okay, you can use my car, but you happen to give it to your friend, then it is unauthorized use. It is my right as a bailor that I can instruct you to give my car back, because what you have done is unauthorized use. The authorized use was you using the car, but you gave it to your friend, which is unauthorized, and hence I can demand back the car from you. Very easy. Next one. Very important for exam. Very important for your exam. See the diagram. I gave 50 kg biryani rice to my neighbor. I gave 50 kg biryani rice worth rupees 500 per kg to my friend. That friend of mine mixes that biryani rice, a high quality rice, with a low quality rice. This basically means low quality. Low quality. Okay. This is a royal one. So basically I gave 50 kg biryani rice to my friend to keep in safe custody. What he rather does is he mixes that biryani rice with his own low quality rice. So we basically now have a mixture. We basically now have a mixture, which is 50 kg of high quality rice, a good quality rice, and a 50 kg of low quality rice. Okay. Now further 2 points. So was this mixture done with the permission of the bailor? Is it? In case the answer is yes, bailor and bailee will have proportionate interest. Bailor and bailee will have proportionate interest in the mixture. Okay, easy. Sir, if it was done without permission of bailor, this is without. See to it if this mixture is separable or not separable. If the mixture is separable, in that case, cost of separation bailee will bond. Cost of separation bailee will bond. And if they are not separable, bailor will recover the price. Bailor will recover the price because they are not separable. All of my 50 kg biryani rice are gone. So I'll basically take the whole of the price. So this was basically no mixing of bailor's goods with own. So diagram will make things very easy for you, sir. I'm very much sure that you will not find such diagrams anywhere across India. So if you're watching these lectures, this should benefit you a lot. This should benefit you a lot. Next, I guess you know this already. It is bailee's duty to return the goods once either the purpose is accomplished or the time period has been over. It is obviously your duty as a bailee to return the goods to the bailor. Very easy point. Next one also easy. The book has given you an example that you as a bailor basically gave a cow to the bailee. Meanwhile, the cow gave birth to a calf. While the cow was with the bailee, the cow gave birth to a calf. It is so obvious, sir, that I will recover as a bailor from the bailee cow as well as calf. Very simple. Last one again very easy. Bailee cannot say that now these goods are mine. No, sir, they belong to the bailor. So basically the important points were this one and this one. Rest were, I guess, very easy. And this is your duties of bailee. Are we clear? Waiting. Are we clear? Once the topic is done, I do ask you once if you are clear or not. And your reply helps me out that if I am able to communicate with you or not. Are we clear? Easy. Please reply fast. General content says yes sir, clear sir, thank you. Shall I be moving forward then? The easier points. Meha Jain says with a new font, yes sir. Nice. So much of creativity. She says yes sir. Nandini says yes sir. Okay. Moving forward, next one are very easy. Rights of a bailor. The first one we have discussed this already, sir. Right to terminate the bailment. If bailee does some unauthorized use to my goods, I can obviously terminate the bailment. So this is connected with the previous point. Next, if it is gratuitous bailment, I can demand back the goods. Premature termination. Then fourth and fifth, right to compensation. Sir, if bailee does some unauthorized use and if there is some loss or some injury, I can obviously claim from the bailee the money. If he mixes my goods which are not separable, I can again claim the compensation from the bailee. So very easy point, I would say, right to compensation. This is again the same point. In case of unauthorized use of goods, I can sue him. This was there in your September 24 attempt. This was there in your September 2024 attempt, sir. I'm not very sure if you remember this or not, but till my memory lasts, it was there in your September paper. Not sure if I'll find it soon, but it was there. Somewhere on top of the page, it was there. Oh, here we are. 3 marks. This was there in your September paper, sir. In case you attempted it, it was there. In case this is your first attempt, in that case, it was there in the previous attempt. Rights of bailor against any wrongdoer. A theory question for 3 marks. I'll help you out with an example. I'll help you out with the help of an example. Please listen me carefully. Please listen me carefully. Okay. X gave a car to Y. X gave a car to Y. Okay, sir. What next? The car was lying in the parking of Y. The car was lying in the parking of Y. Now we have a guy called Z who throws a stone on this car, and the window gets damaged, and the car window gets damaged. The cost is rupees 10,000. So obviously this loss belongs to X because the owner of the car is X. Moreover, because the car was damaged, Y had to hire a car from somewhere else. Y had to hire a car from somewhere else where he paid rupees 5,000. So I'll repeat the whole one more time. X gave a car to Y for riding. Y kept the car in the car parking of Y. Z threw a stone on the car and the window of the car was broken. The window of the car costed 10,000, and because the car was not drivable now, Y took a car on hire from somewhere else and paid rupees 5,000. The lawmaker says this is the wrongdoer. This is the wrongdoer. Further now, the lawmaker says, sir, X can sue Z, or even Y can sue Z. Both X and Y can sue Z. So for how much? 15,000 in both the cases. 15,000 in both the cases, which is 10,000 and 5,000. 15,000 in both the cases. Now once 15,000 is received from Mr. Z, X will keep 10,000, Y will keep 5,000, because this much is the loss which each of them suffered. So either X can sue or Y can sue Mr. Z, and both of them in either case will sue for 15,000, from which 10,000 will be kept by X, which was the cost of the window, and 5,000 will be kept by Y. Such an easy topic came for 3 marks, sir. Here we are in front of you. 3 marks. Easy peasy, I would say. Next one. Rights of a bailee. Rights of a bailee. Most of them are repeat, obviously. Okay, most of them are repeat. The first one says, right to deliver the goods to any one of the joint bailors. See, once the purpose has been accomplished, you can return the car, the goods, or whatever it is, to either of the joint bailors. Second, right to indemnity. We have discussed this already. That, sir, in case you happen to take a car on non-gratuitous basis and there is a defect in the car, you as a bailee have a right to take the compensation from the bailor. And that is what the point says. right to indemnity. Third one, again the same point, right to claim compensation in case of faulty goods. Then we have done one more point, claim necessary expenses. Remember we did petrol, toll tax, then engine failure, the same point. This is the new point. 5, 6 and 7 are new points. This we have not done. This we have not done. I'll come to point number 5. Right to apply to court to decide the title on the goods. Let's take an example, a very simple example. I would say X gave a car to Y. So here we are X and Y. X gave a car to Y. Now Z says to Y that this car is mine. So car is basically with Y, which X had given to Y. Now Z says that the car belongs to him. Now as Y, if I happen to return the car to X, Z will sue me. If I happen to return the car to Z, X will sue me. So what I will do is, I'll give it to the court and wait for the court to decide that who is the true owner. Now if court says that Z is the owner, I'll give the car to Z and now X cannot sue me. If court says no, X is the owner, I'll give the car to X and now Z cannot sue me, because what I have done is followed the court order. This was this point. Right to apply to court to decide title to the goods. Easy point, I would say. Particular lien and general lien will come in the next page. So let's wait for the same. We right now have a very important topic. Very, very, very important topic. Which says termination of bailment. Which says termination of bailment. I can make you remember this point in, I think, 2 minutes. I can make you remember this topic. And this is very important. Okay, over here. It's written in Hindi. I'll translate for you in the English. Okay. The first one basically says time over. Second one basically says purpose is over. Next one basically says human is over. Next one says subject matter is over. So basically 4 points out of 5. 4 points out of 5. You can remember it like this way, the way I'm trying to teach you. Sir, time over, purpose over, human over, subject matter over. These 4 points can be remembered very easily. I think this is very obvious. That's why I gave you the car for 5 days. 5 days are over. Obviously, the bailment is over. You'll give my car back to me. Second one. Sir, I gave my car for repairs. The repair work is done. You obviously give my car back to me. The bailment is over. Next. Very obvious point, I guess. In case the human is dead, the bailment obviously has to end. But that too obviously will happen in case of gratuitous bailment. That only can happen in gratuitous bailment. That's in case our bailor is dead, and in case it is gratuitous bailment, the bailment gets over. Subject matter over. Sir, I gave you my car and the car is burnt. I gave you my car and the car is burnt. It is so obvious that one of the essential element, which is return of the goods, will not take place. Return of the goods will not take place, and because it will not take place, the bailment is over. And the last one is, I guess, very obvious. Notice, we've discussed this point already. That's in case there is any unauthorized use, I can always terminate the bailment. In case it is gratuitous bailment, again I can terminate the bailment prematurely by giving notice, and hence these 5 points. So if you can recall, time over, purpose over, human over, subject matter over, and notice. Easy? Can please tell me if it is easy? I will wait for your message. Is it easy now? Waiting. I would say very important from exam point of view. Is it clear? Is it clear? I'll wait. I will wait. Might end the session now. Are we clear with this much? General content says, yes sir, I hope I made it easy for you. I hope I made it easy for you. And like I told you already, that this is a very important topic. This is a very important topic. Neha Jain comes up again with a new font, says, yes sir. Others waiting still. Might end the session a bit exhausted right now. But before that, obviously I want to know if things are clear. Vanna Kamada says, yes sir. Nandini says, yes sir. Okay, fine then. We end the session here, obviously. I'm a bit exhausted right now. In case you have not liked the video, please like it. And we'll make sure tomorrow we end up with bailment agency both. Tomorrow we'll make sure that we end with bailment and agency, both of them. So yeah, done with this right now. And we end the session over here. Thank you so much and bye. We end over here. Thank you so much and bye. Be there tomorrow sharp 7:30, and we will wind up with the whole of Indian Contract Act, which is the remaining bits and pieces of bailment and the whole of pledge. We will be ending tomorrow from 7:30 to 9:30. So please be there and we shall meet tomorrow. Okay. Thank you and bye. Thank you and bye. Thank you and bye. साहेब एंड कर दो ना. बोल दिया. थक गया यार. सब चले गए ना. हाँ, मैं अकेला ही बचा.